Welcome to episode 50. Yes, that's right, 50.
It's the 50th.
It's the 50th episode. You want to know what?
The nuts.
I'm having myself a day,
Let's talk about it.
and I have decided that we are doing this live. This
Yeah.
is Joystick Chronicles Uncut.
Uncut, unfiltered, raw, real.
So I'm running a little bit behind. I just horked a couple burritos. Yes, I said the word horked. I have these frozen breakfast burritos from Costco. Highly recommend if you've never tried them.
No.
But they're great in a pinch. And the reason why I was in a pinch was because I locked myself out of the apartment today. Banner had to go outside. I said, "All right, dog, let's take you outside."
Boy.
So put his harness on him, grab his leash, and I could have sworn I grabbed my keys. And our door locks behind me. And I realized when the door closed, I didn't have my keys. So I was outside with Banner, took him on a nice long walk, about an hour and 15 minutes, waiting for the lady to get home from work.
Oh, hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I realized very quickly, I was like, shit, I'm going to be stuck outside for a minute. So called the parents, talked to them, walked Banner. He peed 3 times on this walk. That goes to show how long it was. But he did a good job. But the good news is that, one, I was home in time. I just didn't really have time for dinner, so we figured it out. And 2, he's like tired and he's just laying down right now.
Exhausted.
So it's a blessing and a curse, I guess. What's up, Ian? How are you? So yeah, we're doing it live. It's fine. You know, today it's a long day. And you know, the beauty of working from home is that you can wake up and you can just kind of start your day. I'm still wearing the sweatshirt with no shirt under it that I rolled out of bed in because it's just been like nonstop all day. So it's fine.
You know, that's kind of what I do. That's kind of what I do too, though. Like,
that's where I'm at.
I set out like a sweatshirt and sweatpants that I'm gonna wear for the day. And today I had like a semi-professional call, so I wore this. And I haven't changed out of it.
That bitch up a little bit.
Yeah, you just zip it up a little bit. When I'm not, you know, I've got my company T-shirt under here. Otherwise, we're good.
You look like a tech bro in the zip up. I like it. It fits the bill. Okay, let's dive into a couple things. The main topic that we're going to talk about today is we haven't really had a lot of discussion after Warzone 2 came out. So we've got some thoughts. As you can tell by the title, quite frankly, my opinion is that Warzone 2 is better. Or
Banner's whining about it.
Hey, he's pissed off right now. I don't know. There's no possible way he has to go outside again because we spent so long out there. I think he wants more treats. But per the title, Apex Legends is better than Warzone 2. So I have some thoughts, and we're gonna dive into that a little bit. But first, I know
Can we start off?
We've got some things to chat about, so I'm gonna let you take the reins here.
Okay, let's do. We just need a little update because we've been gone for a little bit before episode 50. So last time we chatted, I did not have a monitor that I could look at right here. I was looking off to the side over here.
That shit was broken, and
it was terrible, and I hated it. And I now have a new monitor, and
this is what I get for saying that he was tired.
Look at this dog.
Such a good boy.
Banner.
Okay, tell me about your
monitor. Look at that. Hold on. Look at them big ears.
I wish people in big ears.
Oh, big ears over here. Look at him. Yes. Oh yeah. Yep, he wants to bite the headphones. Okay, people on the actual podcast that can't see us on YouTube, Kevin's just holding Banner right now, and Banner's trying to bite his headphones.
YouTube.com/@the Chronicles. It's worth
it. Yeah, thanks. So, I got a new monitor, and the only description I put in our show notes was that this thing fucks.
It fucks.
It's great. I'm very much enjoying it. It looks so good. And it's the same one that Kevin and Sean have, which is kind of hilarious, but that's what I wanted. So
just riding with the boys, that's for sure.
Here we are. This is what we have. Okay. Next update. Actually I'm gonna go into the third one and then back to the second one. Yeah, I don't know if did I tell you about this whole debacle with the furniture stuff going on right
I
now.
know a
This
little
is
bit
just a
of it.
this is total. It's a personal update. I'm gonna make it very short.
I know that the furniture delivery people fucked your house.
I'm just gonna say, please Wayfair, help me, help, help me. We bought a furniture set, spent a lot of money on it, and they fucked my walls up in the staircase. And then they didn't even finish delivering the dresser. They had to move it back downstairs because they couldn't get it up with two people. So we're still waiting to hear back from them. They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take care of it," and then like, yeah, it's like a week and a half later. They didn't even They were we paid for the unbox and put the assembly, and they left it all sitting there. So we just have
It's not even
boxes.
assembled, and you paid for that.
No, it's not assembled.
Yikes!
Yeah, so it's Wayfair. Help!
You should tweet at them like a Karen.
I should. Um,
You have
and
the
then
pictures and everything. Send them receipts.
oh, we have lots of pictures. Okay, last thing because the Illini are playing right now. It's college basketball season, and I just want to announce to everybody that college basketball season is fucking bad. What is Banner doing? Is he biting you?
He's being a fuck. Is what he's doing. I
I
spent
need
so much time outside with you. How do you want to play so bad right now?
Shit. Texas went on a run. It is 54-46 Texas at the moment.
We'll be all right. We're
Okay. Do it live. We're doing this whole episode is doing it live.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. Vols are also really good, by the way. Vols are at number 7 now. Beat number 3 Kansas. Go Orange teams. The Orange guys is back for another season.
Ian, Rock Chalk, absolutely not. Get your Kansas loving ass out of here.
Oh, Rock Chalk? That's funny. Tennessee beat them. That's funny. Actually, they got rocked too. Talk about Rock Chalk. Get rocked, Chalk!
Ian's a big Kansas guy.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty sad game for them, to be honest.
That's all right.
All right. Topics. Okay. There's no gaming headlines that I really care about at the moment besides wanting to play God of War. Do you have anything that you want to talk about?
Not really. God of War is a big one on my list that I want to dive into, but I need a PS5 to do that. So RIP to me.
Okay, let's go to Modern Warfare 2.
Well, hold on real quick because the Elden Ring DLC is coming out tomorrow. And I will be checking that out. So I'm very curious. Honestly, I don't know a ton about it. I haven't had time to look into it, but December 7th is the day that it gets released. And can you hear him growling under me?
I can.
I apologize. December 7th is when the Elden Ring DLC gets released, and apparently there's like a bunch of new PvP stuff that is being introduced where there's like almost like arenas throughout the map that you can go in and like battle other people. So very interested to check it out. I think I left off at like New Game +3, so may pick up Elden Ring a little bit just to check out the DLC and go from there. But otherwise, I am game to talk about Modern Warfare 2 because I've got some thoughts.
I mean, really, it's not even just. Well, I guess there are thoughts on Modern Warfare 2 that specifically I want to talk about, but Kevin just disappeared with the dog in his hands. I guess it's more Warzone 2, to be honest. And my whole thing is, what do we think, baby? Kevin, just go, just do it, dive in, go.
Warzone 2.
One word.
One word. Oh, disappointing.
There you go.
The first time I picked it up, and I will say I didn't mess with any of the settings or anything. So like just when Sean said horrid, I went in raw.
Trash. He's a trash.
And I was very disappointed. There was
garbage dumpster.
I didn't mess with any of the controller settings at first, and I just played Modern Warfare 2 to start out.
Yeah.
And it felt terrible. Like, for whatever reason, there's like aim acceleration on the sticks if you don't mess with your settings, like by default. It just felt so weird, and I couldn't get the hang of it, and I hated it, honestly. So I played with the settings, got the settings to feel right, and it feels normal again. Like, honestly, if I were to load up Call of Duty, my preference would probably be, if I've got 3 people, just go a no game of DMZ. DMZ's not that bad. It's kind of entertaining. It's just more of like a sit back, relax, and just it's like a mindless situation. Shut up, Jamie. And
Where did you even come from?
and orange is a great color. Because she said orange is not in anyone's color wheel.
I know, but get out of here. What?
The problem is that like I have no desire to even load up a game of Warzone.
Yeah, I don't really.
Multiplayer is fine. There's not really a.
No, I take it back. I think I'm inverse of you. I would rather play Warzone right now than I would play multiplayer because the gun grind is not very fun.
It's not, but I will say the one thing about this game specifically compared to other CODs, the gun grind is really easy. It is not hard to level up your guns. Each gun is like 20 levels. You need 4 different camos and you've got gold. Like, it's not hard to do. I have not put very much time into multiplayer, and I think I have all of the ARs leveled up except for
I didn't even bother in the last game though, so maybe that's me.
Yeah, like compared to Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, Vanguard especially, like it is very easy to level up a gun.
I just don't want anything to do with just playing. I've been playing Shoot House a lot, just leveling guns, but I don't even want to play some of those regular multiplayer maps. The game is just, it's not fun. Like I talked about with the multiplayer stuff before, like how Warzone has changed a lot of things for us. Like Warzone with the fast pace, like when it's fast paced, like Apex, we're not going to talk about yet.
Shoot House is the only map that I've played. I loaded into a game of regular domination by accident, not on Shoot
vulgar,
House.
like Sean said, it's vulgar,
and it was awful. And I backed out and I went straight to Shoot House. It's just not that fun. It's really not.
No.
I think Sean explains it actually really well because he's just like, when I don't care, when I want to lean back in my chair and just not care about even trying at anything, it's just a mindless activity. Here we go. Let's load up Call of Duty. And that's what it is at this point because there's no ranked. The gun grind is, I mean, comparatively to other games, is non-existent. It's so easy to level things up. So I don't know. I am disappointed a lot by this game, and I'm upset that I bought it. I wish I hadn't.
That's a crazy take. That's nuts. Okay,
Sorry.
So I want to bring it to who was it? Nade Shot, who had a rant. It went viral talking about Activision, and he kind of reeled it back in the next day, but he like it's sort of taken out of context. But he was just ranting on his stream. He's like, Activision, fix your fucking game. You guys make $1 billion. Like, make this better. Like we keep getting aired out of games. Like that's nuts. How this is Sean has also mentioned it as like a beta. Like it's not a full game yet.
That's another really disappointing thing is that like at launch you expect there to be bugs like that. And I will say it's gotten a lot better, but like there are still instances where I'm loading up the game and immediately it crashes. Like,
yeah,
Nate Shot has a point. Activision, what the fuck?
Fix your game, bro.
I mean, this will always be a thing with Call of Duty, like the running joke of
they crank it out every year. I mean, you know.
I mean, it's nice, I guess, that we have every 2 years, but let me tell you, if Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 stays like this for 2 years, see ya. I'm out.
I mean, it's wild.
I'm like already out. I don't even care, honestly, to play Warzone.
There's this article. It says Warzone 2 is getting absolutely slated by Steam reviewers. They're calling it Crash of Duty.
Yikes. And I guess I would also be very curious to know what the crash rate is for or BattleNet versus Steam, with the game
Actually,
being available on Steam now for the first time in how many years was it that it was off of Steam? Um, but I'd be curious if you crash more on Steam just because it's not as much of a familiar platform than what BattleNet is, and especially with BattleNet being proprietary to Activision Blizzard, there could be something there. Um, but that could be something that has to play in it.
so I'm curious. Where do you find the? Oh no. Yep. Okay,
You
sorry.
good?
I am going on. I'm on Steam. I want to see where the reviews are because I actually want to see.
Search for the game and you'll find him right away. Um, I can
On
imagine
the
that they're not
community
very
hub.
positive, especially knowing how the Call of Duty community just is, how they exist. They complain about everything, and here I am complaining about a game. I'm Exhibit A of the COD community. Sorry, not sorry. Um, while you're looking at that, I want to what?
Oh, this, I'm sorry. There's this guy gave it a thumbs down, and and it said he has 164 hours on the game, and it says if we hit 1,000 crashes by the end of the month, I'll post 5 videos of me oiled up and twerking.
I'll be on the lookout for
Okay,
that
sorry.
video.
Sorry, what? Go ahead.
Um, I wanna. I mean, here's me just kind of bitching for a few minutes. I want to listen to what your thoughts are, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, because I know you're at least a little bit more interested in it than I am. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm curious what your initial thoughts are after playing it for a couple weeks now.
So I think in general, I think the game, like, okay, and this is I feel like what they talk about because, like, you know how they released those like videos about the way they've engineered the game and like built the maps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the flow of like the POIs and stuff is fine. Like the flow of the actual Warzone map is fine. It's not. I don't feel like there's any glaring like. I mean, think about Caldera. It was just an absolute flop. Like the amount of shrubbery and the terrible sight lines and the awful um, rotations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like you have any of that with this map. The map's fine. I think it's more so just that the game, like, it is so big. There's 150 players, yes, but the game feels slow most of the time. And especially coming from Apex to this, or even if you're comparing Modern Warfare 2019, right? Like Modern Warfare 2019, at least the movement was fast enough. Like the gunfights were actually challenging. I feel like they've taken a lot of the skill gap away. What do you?
Yes. There, quite frankly, is no gun skill in Call of Duty.
No,
There is more.
they've taken away a lot of movement piece of this, which was like
The
a
movement was
competitive
the skill
advantage
gap.
for a lot of people. Yeah,
The movement was the skill gap, and
yeah,
where I think they tried to change that was they took a lot of the movement mechanics out and they added in a higher rate of or a higher recoil rate on almost every gun, and it's harder to control the guns, but it's still really not that difficult. So like they can say that they're creating a skill gap by doing that, but people are going to get used to this and I mean, it's such a marginal difference that I feel like it's really not going to make that much of a difference in all reality.
yeah. Sean says they took away the ability to recover in a gunfight. Harder to beat someone after they start shooting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you also can't run and plate.
Yep,
Once again, that's another movement piece too.
and yeah, I mean the time to kill is still obnoxious. I think they increased it. I mean, by how much? Like nothing. But just even looking at videos online of people playing Warzone 2, just from my own experience playing it, it is not that much more of a time to kill. And it's frustrating when you're in a shootout like that. Like if you don't have the first shot, half the time, to Sean's point, you can't really recover because you can't play fast enough and you can't catch up. It's hard. Um I think it's a lazy way to go about it.
Here we are.
In my personal opinion.
Here we are. I don't know, man. That's kind of where I'm at. I like, and I have actually like tried to level up guns, which like normally I haven't cared.
Yeah.
But I can't even get myself to be honest. I don't feel like there's enough of an advantage to really get your loadout. I guess I don't know. I think some people do. I just don't care enough about it. I just don't care enough to drop into Warzone and like really care to like win the game. There's no incentive to win the game. There's no incentive. I don't give a shit if I win the game because there's no ranked system. There's no end goal. You just drop into another Warzone match and you end up 13th and it's a good game because there's a million people on the fucking map.
The games
So
also they last for fucking ever.
they're forever
So long.
because the game is so slow and the map is so big.
Yeah.
There are movement, like they have the vehicles are fine, all that stuff. But like also taking away, here's another thing: the UAVs in the buy station. You can only buy one,
Yeah.
and that's it.
It slows it down, which I think they were trying to slow it down on purpose because they Warzone 2 or Warzone 1 in its final state, even like in its prime, I feel like almost was too fast of a pace.
Yeah,
So in order to slow it down, I mean, I understand why they did that, like from an inventory perspective, but because as it exists now, isn't it that one buy station has one UAV for everybody, right? It's not just your team.
I think it's just your team.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. We could look it up.
And this goes to show, I mean,
I
how
guess
much
I've never confirmed. I don't. I just it's hard to know that because it's
and
hard to figure that out in game.
and the reason why we don't know that off the top of our head is because if we have the choice to put the time into a game, here we are wanting to play Apex because it has a quality ranked system. You can say what you want about the quirks that it has and some of the downfalls, but I'd rather at least play something that's ranked rather than just drop into a meaningless Warzone game for X amount of times on a night when, you know what, my time is valuable, god damn it. So let's make it worthwhile. And I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that Matt's internet just went out because that's how this day is going. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. What a disaster this is. We're back. Hello, everybody. Let me pause this music. Before, I hope you've been enjoying the elevator music while we figure out Matt's situation.
My internet just went down. It's good. It's fine. Everything's fine.
What is your internet? Is it Cox? Because you're in the South?
Cox.
No,
Spectrum.
Spectrum? Okay. Can we, get a conversation rolling about how bad Spectrum internet is? Because your internet goes out, 4 times a day.
No, it's not 4 times a day.
It's a lot.
Mostly fine. It goes out, though. It just goes out.
It's not.
Apparently, this is the best service I can get over here. So I don't know.
I would like to just appreciate this picture for a second.
Can we not?
Sean and Jamie are watching us from their TV, and we were.
Just don't zoom in on me.
And oh my God, look how good Matt looks. Can we just appreciate this Pinocchio nose? Oh my!
Guys, it's rough. I mean, it's always been there, but
Also, that dirty stash.
Oh, I said I'm in a moment. I gotta either commit to it fully or it's gotta go. It's one of the two. Do need a little neck shave for sure, but
you always gotta trim the neck up a little bit.
It's there. It's just patchy. It doesn't grow. It doesn't grow fast.
In air quotes, you gotta get what I'm working with.
I've never grown out my beard. So
I want to see you with a full beard because I've never seen it.
Yeah, you have.
With a full beard. Have
you
ever
had
one of those? Serious question.
I can show you a picture of the fullest beard I've ever had.
All right. Well, I don't have time for that. So where we were was
I know exactly when it was.
I was bringing. Okay. Well, while you get sidetracked, I'm going to continue on.
Go ahead.
I was talking about how, quite frankly, Warzone 2 is not worth the time, and I would rather have something that has a good ranked experience, at least in my mind, and put the time into Apex. So, my question, which you can answer the poll in chat, some people already have, and quite frankly, it's leaning one way very heavily.
Lopsided?
In its current state, what's the better game, Apex or Warzone? And judging by my previous comments, judging by the title, you already know that I prefer Apex Legends for a lot of reasons, but quite frankly, there is just no instance where I have any interest in firing up Warzone over Apex and putting any time into that game.
Yeah, I'm getting the itch again, which is wild. I don't really even care. I mean, I will play Warzone, but it's more of a thing of I would still just rather play Apex. We started playing it again. It got competitive again. The shots started flowing again. And it's not like we took a lot of time off of it, but here we are again. It's so good.
Shots are hitting.
Why does Warzone suck?
Leaderboards.
We said this.
We've been saying it for 3 years.
We said this about the whole ranked idea here.
I mean, I can pull a clip. I can pull multiple clips of me saying if Warzone doesn't have a good ranked experience, I will probably not have a lot of interest in it. And here we are. There's not a good ranked experience. There's not even one in multiplayer right now. Vanguard had it, but I didn't really put any time into it.
Great.
Here we are.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Because I'm trying to think of some of the most popular games right now, right? Fortnite is up there. Warzone obviously is up there.
Yep.
Apex is up there.
Yep.
League of Legends. That's not.
League of Legends.
Let's throw in the same category. Let's throw kind of the same category. So I want to talk about battle royales.
Battle royale. Okay, so I don't know if battle royales is necessarily a broad enough topic to really even have a fair conversation, because you can throw Fortnite in there. Fortnite's always going to be a huge game.
But my question is, because Fortnite doesn't have a ranked system, what is Fortnite's edge that is making everyone come back?
Fortnite has the wow factor of the different collaborations that they use, and it's more of a kid-friendly game. So I feel like parents are more apt to allowing their kids to play Fortnite because it's not a red blood game; it's a blue blood shooter. It's more of that cartoon style. So parents are always just going to be more okay with their kids playing Fortnite than they are with a Warzone or even Apex. Um, but I think like the wow factor of the Marvel partnerships and crossovers that they have, and now you're seeing so many brands making their own um, islands with like custom servers within Fortnite that they're branching out. Like the NFL just came out with one, Doritos has one. There's so many different brands who are coming out with like these cool in-game interactive mini games and just servers and everything. So like there is content to bring people back. And they just came out with a new, I think season 4 just came out this week. And I'm pretty sure that's on Unreal Engine 5, I want to say, and the graphics look like a hell of a lot better than they used to. So the game is continuing to advance, which is an awesome thing. Um, Overwatch 2 just came out a couple weeks ago, and they just dropped a new update today actually. So like the battle pass for Overwatch 2 just came out, so like there's a ton of hype around that. That I think is definitely up there as like one of the most popular games right now, just because it's new. And everything that I've heard, I've personally never played Overwatch, but I've watched a decent amount of it on Twitch. Everything that I've heard so far is that it's very similar to the first Overwatch, but there's like enough changes, and it's like just kind of revamping everybody's addiction into the game, where it's like, yeah, okay, this is fun. It's a good experience. It's almost like a if it ain't broke, don't fix it situation
It
with
seems so
Overwatch
sim.
1.
The rank system looks so similar to Apex.
Yeah, yeah,
Bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, master, grandmaster, top 500.
very similar. That's for sure. And I mean, here we go. Bringing in a game that has a dedicated rank system that is a good experience for people, that will always bring people back because it's just brings out the competitive nature in people. Um, Sean said that Apex has the itch for him because there's always something to improve on, which I think is a really good point because the
I'm
so
curious what the actual data numbers are behind that. You know,
behind what
because I think
though
for
of like
but
what the game popularity.
well, obviously because like Warzone is an extremely popular game. But looking at the viewer hours right now, so Fortnite viewer hours is 19,163,000. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is number 2 at 17.3 mil. Apex at 3 at 10.9 mil. Garena Free Fire, I don't even know what that is. 2.4. PUBG, what?
Fuck. Sorry, I have the basketball game up. Did your internet just go out again? Okay, no, you're good.
Oh, no, I was just marveling at you. Anyway, yeah. So, well, but that what I here's what I'm curious because Call of Duty is obviously like they're slowing the game down. They're taking away the skill gap. They're
Mhm,
making
mhm.
it smaller. So to me, that says that they have the data that says we are going to have more players that aren't necessarily as skilled. It's going to be easier for them.
I mean,
It's an easier ramp up
that's
for
always been
them.
the case for Call of Duty, though. Is there Call of Duty Activision is always going to just cater towards the casual player because that is the majority of their player base. They are the silent majority. 10 days out of 10 days, like 100% of the time, that's what they're going to go towards
Yeah,
because that's where their money is coming from.
yeah.
So
That's
I
yeah.
get it. Um, I think to Sean's point of Apex having something that you can always improve on is an interesting one. I think the way that the game is set up to where you're constantly picking up different attachments for guns, you're not necessarily always finding your own gun. The gunfire in the gunplay within the game can be different each game. So like yeah, they're
I think
very
that's what
much
Call
is
of Duty is kind of trying to do
I agree
with the
with
attachments and stuff.
less
Oh,
loadouts, more attachments, and
well,
I mean you can get your loadout. There are ways to get it right away in Warzone 2. It's a very workaround process to what it was before. But like early Warzone 2 is like I mean there were games where we never even got a gun. and we didn't have guns leveled, so it was like, okay, we're just using ground loot guns. Personally, I like the way that Apex does the gunplay, where you have the chance to find the gun that you want with all of its attachments in every game. It's not necessarily guaranteed. I mean, there are multiple games that,
Nah, it's hard. Sometimes you have to earn it. You
yeah,
have to
you got to
either
loot
kill
it. You
teams
got to loot it from a
or you
team that
gotta
you've killed. You got to get
yeah.
lucky with finding it in a pill or on the ground somewhere. Like, it's not guaranteed every time, and I think that changes things a lot. And it really, really rewards the players who are more versatile with different guns and have
Mhm.
just that straight up skill with multiple
Mhm.
guns. And the movement is a whole other perspective. I mean, that's where you and I, you mentioned that the movement in Warzone 1 was what separated people a lot. Because if you could go around slide canceling everywhere, it's like, yeah, you're automatically going to have the advantage. But in Warzone, it's tap strafing and like there's so many more different movement components on controller versus keyboard and mouse, um, and like wall jumping and tap strafing and bunny hop, all of that stuff is not necessarily present anymore in Warzone 2. So I personally like having the movement. I was a fan of the movement in Warzone 1. Um, so having that at least in a different form is something that I do like having in Apex.
But Sean says the strategy stuff too makes it interesting to me. Armor swapping, revive armor drop makes it fun to learn more aspects. And so I was like, actually, I was watching a video of the new record of solo versus squads, 37 kills, and the amount of time in the first part of that video that the guy just armor swaps and keeps fighting has made me already think that I'm probably going to start. I need to do that more, especially in like the early fights.
Yeah.
Just taking whoever you killed, taking their armor and getting back into fighting because I
Mhm.
feel like I stopped to really like heal a lot, which especially when you're in mid fight
Yeah. If you can
isn't
get good, and
good.
this is where also I think keyboard and mouse has an advantage. If you can get good at a quick armor swap, where it's a little bit harder on controller,
It
but
is.
if you can, I've been watching his Watson a lot on Twitch, and he is going from gunfight to gunfight, and anytime he kills somebody, before that box even hits the ground in a close quarters fight, he has armor swapped.
Hmm.
Which like I'll never get to that level, but like
Hmm.
just to have the wherewithal of immediately looking to refill your armor the fastest way to get a better advantage within the fight. I mean, yeah, Sean, that's a great point because your ult always going to have the advantage if you can do that better than other players because your armor comes into like it is so important within the
Yeah.
game.
Hmm.
So it's just another layer. I feel like there are so many more layers to Apex than there is with Warzone. That's just I like having the understanding the complications within each different game mode and being able to experience it in a new way almost every time because
Hmm.
you can play with a different legend and have a different play style. You can play with a different gun every game and not necessarily be good or better with another gun. So like I just like the variety that the game provides.
Yep.
And I'm excited for
Yep.
Sears Heirloom.
Yeah. 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 I mean, this is just a pro Apex podcast. Is what it
Sorry,
is.
I you
It
know what?
is. It's so good. It's so well made.
Here we are, and I would like to say there are 7.6 seconds left in this Illinois Texas game. Illinois is down by 67 to 68. So it's coming down to the wire. We've got the chance to tie it
Um,
right now with a free
you have the
throw.
ball.
We're at the line right now.
Oh, with a free
With
throw.
a free throw, we got a chance to tie it. So we're gonna shoot that right on up.
Nailed
Game
it.
is tied.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't.
you gotta not let them get this last shot though.
Yeah, I don't really feel good about the fact that Texas, the number 2 team, has the chance to take the shot and get the lead. Oh, it's a contested shot.
Great
Let's
D.
go
Great
overtime.
D.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna end this
Sorry.
right now because I want to watch overtime. Go Orange teams minus Clemson, says Matt Jordan. Jamie, get out of here with your roll tide shit.
Welcome to the podcast. Not welcome with your roll tide. Go Vols. Thanks.
Oh, Texas has an injured player. I think it's just a calf cramp. Unfortunate for him. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you all stopping in. We had a good chat today.
50.
Episode 50 is a good one. Right off the cuff.
Thanks, all.
Banner tried to delay us a little bit and derail us.
My internet
Your
did
internet
too, so.
tried to derail us, so I hope you enjoyed the elevator music that we had. And thank you for joining us. So catch us over on Twitter, at the Joystick Pod on Twitter. We will be back next week as regularly scheduled as we get. Honestly, it's completely my fault for the last 2 weeks for not being live because I apparently can't manage a calendar.
Life is a little bit wild right now.
Life is a little crazy. Welcome to December and the holidays. So appreciate you all. We'll catch you next week and go Illini.
Go Vols.